Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this year's edition of the Gauteng Invitational Water Polo Tournament. Number 4, chapter number 4, the fourth time we get to see this movie play out. And we are in a nice, chilly Sandton area today. Had a little bit of drizzle throughout the day, but nothing as intense as we had last night. So, once again, hosted St. David's Marist and Anda here in Sandton. If you are in Gauteng and you're in the area, you got a couple old polo mates, bring them through. We've got bacon and egg rolls, we've got coffee, we've got nice pizzas on sale, and we've, of course, got a beer tent. I'm not sure what time that opens, but I'm sure it'll be open soon enough for you. A little overcast, so if you are planning on coming through, perhaps bring a jacket just to keep a little bit toasty, but there's lots of undercover for the viewers. And here we have another game in the ladies section, the Elite Stags going up against the Marties Machines, the Elite Stags in the white caps and the Marties in the maroon, led by Mr. Cameron Lawrenson for the Marties, and the coach for the Elite Stags, Malcolm Ackerman himself. Two players here coaching in the ladies section as well. I believe Malcolm Ackerman playing for the Rams, the Elite Rams that is, in this tournament. And Cameron Lawrenson playing for the Sax men, who came off a very strong win this morning, 15-6 against Tridents. But a massive test we've got for these two sides here. Both teams going to be testing each other. And we're underway. The ref on the far side, Mr. Greg Higgs, gets us underway, and we're sprinting off for our first possession of the game. It looks like 2-on-2, Annabelle Morton versus Tyra Penny. And it looks like Tyra Penny kept going, and she's won that ball off of the swim off. It looked like Annabelle Morton got there first, but Penny kept going and kept that ball. This is quick ball movement from Marties. They found that ball into the center and fired that at the keeper, but Oluchi McMurray denies from close range. Emma Thornton there, the Marties centre forward in the number 5 cap, working very well. She had a little bit of support on her right-hand side with Bella Thornton-Dib, but she opted to go alone. And here comes Amy Hatting, one of the schoolgirls in this side. Thornton-Dib dropping off. There's a second centre pulled in here by Hambakis. Also a schoolgirl working very hard here. Thornton-Dib back in support. Ball held, says the referee on the far side. So an effective crash coming in from Bella Thornton-Dib. And that ball is snatched away by the Marties ladies, and they go again up the right-hand side with Amy van Breda. The left-handed playmaker moves that ball onto the right-hand side, and that's a beautiful bounce shot into the bottom left-hand corner. Jamie van den Bosch is the first to draw blood and bounces into the bottom left-hand corner, beating Oluchi McMurray on the cross cage, or McMurray's cross cage rather. And Jamie van den Bosch is near side. And Marties have got a 1-goal lead here. Ball movement so far looking very strong from the Marties ladies. Nothing in the pool moves faster than the ball. The vice-captain, Kira Scott, occupies centre-forward water. That ball onto the right-hand side with Megan Fenter. Ordinary foul. Outside 6 here, hand is raised. She can have a go here. Hatting. Again, foul called. The ref's hands are raised. She can play herself and shoot. Hatting's gone for the lofted pass to the right-hand side. It is recovered, and attacking the inside water is Kira Scott. But her opposite 8 there, Jenna van den Bosch, doing very well to get just a hand on the ball there and snatch that ball away. And Van Breda fires that ball up the left-hand side of the pool, but not collected well by the goal scorer, Jamie van den Bosch. And on hand to clean up is Kira Hale. And straight up the other side of the pool is Kira Scott, one-on-one here. And she's put it in the back of the net, and the Stags are level. I believe Kate Harrison, the shot stopper there in the number 1 cap for Marties, beaten from a one-on-one. The cockroach strategy there paying off for the Elite Stags. Strong response from the Stags, exactly what they needed, capitalise and lose pass. And the first to respond was Kira Scott, and Amy Hatting's almost pulled off a broad daylight robbery. But saved by the whistle is Thornton-Dib. Van den Bosch to Van den Bosch. Back to Van den Bosch. Into the centre. Oh, that's beautiful centre forward work. Emma Thornton making an absolute nuisance of herself. Gets that ball in. She's got Taylor Stanton as a backpack. Works very hard, and Oluchi McMurray comes out to help. But Emma Thornton too strong on the ball. Still able to get that finish off once the keeper's pulled herself out the cage, and Marties regain their lead. And the referee on the near side, Sabang Mari, gets us back underway. Here's Hatting, pressurized by Thornton-Dib. Hatting drops into second centre. Oh, that's great second centre work from Megan Fenter. Getting the exclusion on Holly Brunt and a power play now for the Stags. Exactly what they need. Ball movement is the key here to the power play. They've already slipped out. They're in a 3-3 formation here, the Stags. Here's Taylor Stanton. She's drawn the man. Here's Megan Fenter. She's earned the exclusion and she's got the goal on the power play. Beautiful ball movement, moving the defenders out of position. Fenter catches that ball and fires into the bottom left-hand corner. And once again, Stags find themselves in a level position with Marties. 3 minutes and 38 seconds left on the clock. And here's Jenna van den Bosch carrying up the centre-back position. Holly Brunt returns from her exclusion. Penny. One of the many Polo players in the Penny family. Thornton Dib. Brandt. Or Brand. She's put that into the centre. Akira Scott is opting to help there. The ordinary is earned by Pettifer. And she's played that back to Penny, who's looking to line up a shot, but Amy Hatting on hand to clean up, snatching that ball away from Penny. And it looks like she's earned the exclusion too. Tyra Penny sent to the naughty corner. Another power play here for Stags, an opportunity to put themselves in the lead for the first time in this game. And carrying up is the vice-captain, Kira Scott. A walk from her, plays that onto the right wing. Postman calling for the ball. They're back into their 3-3 already. Here's Stanton. Scott. Scott's drawn the man, well done. And here's Hatting. Hatting can shoot, and Hatting's in the top corner. And the Stags out in front for the first time in this game. Beautiful finish from the young lady there. One big balk, and the back of the net bulges with a beautiful shot into the top left-hand corner. Textbook power play there from the Stags, making every defender commit to a player to free up the open lady on the left-hand shooting lane. And Amy Hatting, more than happy to oblige her team. You've put me in the space, I'll give you the goal. And the Stags out in front here against Marties. And here's Krainberg in the centre-back position now for Marties. It looks like an M-zone defence being implemented here from the Stags. That's a ball onto the hand of Penny. She's gone for the up and under finish. But that's found the lane rope. And Aluchi McMurray, untroubled by that attempt, the captain for the Elite Stags, plays that ball up the centre to Megan Fenter, one of the goal scorers. Boemgard, also a schoolgirl, I believe. Quite a few schoolgirls, lots of schoolgirls actually rather represented at this tournament. Here's Humbakas. Anastasia Humbakas working hard in the second year. Hatting's taken front water and that ball's moved back to Stockenstrom. She's dropped it into Hatting, but they're not able to beat the 30 seconds there. Great patience shown by the Stags, willing to go through the motions, create the open lady, create the chance, and move that ball where it needs to go. Perhaps a little bit more speed needed from them on the next one, and here's Holly Brunt. Back to Krainberg. She's let one fly from deep, but that sailed over the crossbar. McMurray receives the ball back from her coach, and the Stags go again. A fetch on the half, coming from Stockenstrom. Hatting, the goal scorer. Out to Kira Hale. With 2 steals to her name so far in this game. Stockenstrom working hard against Holly Brandt. Stockenstrom onto the right-hand side here. Boemgard once again beaten by the buzzer of the Stags. And Penny happy to resume play from where she is in the water. Out to Caitlin Pierce. Brandt again. Penny, the man behind her. Megan Fenter comes away with the ball there. Very happy to come back and help in defense. There's Megan Fenter. And she pays dividends too. And carrying up the pool is Boemgard. Hale. Long ball into the center here. For Megan Fenter, she's dangerous from this position. But beautiful defensive effort from Krainberg, getting a hand on the shooting arm. Removing all the venom from that attempt. And Kate Harrison untroubled by that attempt. Here's Caitlin Pierce. She's afforded a lot of time and space here, and she's happy to oblige, and she's let one fly, but McMurray gets herself in the way. and puts it out for a corner. Play resumed here. Caitlin Pearce on the ball. She's happy to shoot again. That's come off McMurray, but fortunately landed back in front of Amy Pettifer. And a great crash coming in from Jessica Boehmgard. Gets that ball underwater and recovers possession for the Stags. And the first chukker comes to a close with the Elite Stags leading the Marty's Ladies 3-2. The lead exchanging hands here multiple times in this first chukker. And thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again for the second chukker after this short break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here. Second chukker of this clash between the Elite Stags in the white caps and the Marties in the maroon. The Stags having snatched the lead late into that first chukker. The scoreline now reading 3-2, with goals for Marties from Emma Thornton and Jamie van den Bosch. And for the Elite Stags, we've got a goal from Megan Fenter, Amy Hatting, and the vice-captain, Kira Scott. That swim off there, won by Jamie van den Bosch, the goal scorer for Marties, and they have first possession. Here comes a clearance drive from Caitlin Pearce. Kranberg plays it out to the right-hand side. Here's Van Breda. Kato. Happy to take the water, and she's let one fly too. But in the way is Anastasia Hambakis. Removes the venom from that attempt, and McMurray comes away with the ball. Stags need a fetch here. Here's Stockenstrom. Madison Griffin, she can also shoot. She scored a screamer yesterday. Morton. Caught inside 2 meters. There's Anastasia Mbakis for the referee. Tabang Mari on the far side. And Van Breda fetches early on the right-hand side. The left-hander looking to drop that ball into the danger lady in the center, but opting rather to give it to the left-hand side with Taylor Kranberg. And that ball's gone in. But on hand to help is Kira Scott. And she snatches that ball away from Emma Thornton in the centre forward position. Kira Scott's happy to slow it down and bring it up the water here. And Barkas looks like she's going against the opposite 10 into the centre forward position. And on the right hand side here is Morton. Looking for a lofted ball there to Barkas. Going to need to be special to beat a front mark from that angle. But Jamie van den Bosch, beautifully set on her hips, able to get up nice and high and snatch that ball out of the air and let Marties come up with possession here with Caitlin Pearce on the left-hand side. Van den Bosch into the centre, the danger lady. Megan Fenter working hard. Looks like an ordinary foul has been earned. Here's Jamie van den Bosch, fumbles the ball and Hambakis on hand to return the favour and snatch that ball away from her opposite 10 from the previous attack. Half a metre of front water on the left-hand side here for Griffin. They're happy to slow it down here. They need a centre forward to the Stags. Ordinary foul earned by Morton on the right-hand side. Hatting slips into the shooting lane, and that's a loose pass out there to Griffin, and easily gathered by Emma Katter. Early fetch on the left-hand side with Pierce. Van den Bosch. Into the centre. Hambakas read that like a book. Snatches that away easily. Going to have to be a bit more creative. They're going to have to bring back that ball movement they had in the first chucker, the Marties ladies. But the Stags looking quite comfortable. They need to create some more chance. It's a high ball to Hatting. She has earned the ordinary. Hatting plays herself. Takes a stroke to inside water. Out to Hambakas at the back. Kranberg's all hands. And Kranberg's put that ball underwater. Beautiful defensive set from her. And the Marties ladies are going hard on the transition. Van Breda fetches on the right-hand side. Van den Bosch wants it on the outside, draws the defender out, and the danger lady sitting. But Hatting's aware of the threat and back to cover. Straight out here to Thornton Dib. Van Breda. Van den Bosch. Van den Bosch has gone for the cross cage there. McMurray committed 2 hands to the near side. Referee on the near side there, Greg Higgs, says the ball was in play. And the Marties lady won that ball back, and that's a quick ball into centre, but back to supporters and Buckers, not early enough. And Emma Thornton's earned the exclusion, so a power play here for Marties. Here's Van den Bosch to Van Breda. Van den Bosch again. Gathers, plays to the second post, but Thornton Dib not able to gather. And escaping with the ball is Amy Hatting, doing enough to put Thornton Dib off her hips. Make her miss that ball. Great defensive sets again from the Stags. Kira Scott back to Hatting. Foul conceded there by Bella Thornton Dib. Hatting. Madison Griffin lofted ball into the centre, and the exclusion has been won by Hambakas. Emma Thornton gets a taste of her own medicine and is excluded at centre back position. A great centre forward work from Hambakas. Hatting. She's got a great perimeter shot, does Hatting. Here's Kira Scott. Kira Scott's gone for it and has found the woodwork. Possession recovered by Griffin. Back to Kira Scott. She's gone for it again, and this time makes no mistake. She's gone to the same corner. And right into the top corner this time from the vice-captain, Kira Scott. And she's completed her brace with style points. And the Stags, for the first time, have a 2-goal deficit. They trailed early in this game. It was 1-0 to Marties, then 1-1. Then 2-1 to Marties, then 2-2. Then momentum started swinging in favour of the Stags. And now it's 4-2 with 1 minute and 10 left of the second chukker at the 4th edition of the Gauteng Invitational Water Polo Tournament. Hosted here at St. David's, Maris Denanda and Sanson. Bella Thornton Dib's gone for the catch and release. Possession recovered in the centre forward position by Pettifer. She's earned the ordinary and played that back out to Thornton Dib. Here's Penny. Big hand from Scott. Penny's fired at the cross cage. Come off the woodwork again. Recover. Oh, it's a massive save. A little obstructed here. Looks like a penalty was earned by Amy Pettifer, who was on hand to recover that ball off the woodwork. You earn your luck. That ball coming off the woodwork twice, both times landing in favour of Pettifer. She kept working, and she was impeded from behind. Not sure by who, but the penalty awarded, and here comes Van Breda. And Van Breda makes no mistake, bounces into the bottom right, and Marties are back within 1 with 48 seconds left of the second. And Hambakas gets us back underway. Here's The vice-captain Scott on to fetch on the right-hand side. Mbaka's working hard in centre. And Megan Fencer works hard into centre. Pulls Holly Brunt in. And that's a big shot from deep from Madison Griffin. Denied by the shot stopper, Kate Harrison, but it does go out for a 2-meter. Madison Griffin happy to occupy second centre forward position. And Megan Fencer resumes play from the corner, and she's let one go. Fortunately, comes off the hand of Brand. But Brunt keeps her legs and gets that ball away from Megan Fencer. And Marty's escaped with possession. And here's Van den Bosch on the ball. Against the clock here. Marty's 3 seconds left. 2, 1. And that's the first half, ladies and gentlemen. The Stags maintaining their 1-goal lead. The scoreline reading 4-3 in favour of the Elite Stags against the Marties. Stay tuned for the second half after this short break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here. The third chukker of this clash between the Elite Stags and the Marties ladies. The Marties, of course, befitted by their familiar maroon caps. Marties find themselves 1 goal down here against the Elite Stags. We've had goals for the Stags through Megan Fencer, Amy Hatting, and a brace from the vice-captain, Kira Scott. For the Marties front, we've got goals from Emma Thornton, Amy van Breda from the spot, and Jenna van den Bosch. The Elite Stags are able to pull off a good defensive set, and they come away with the ball now. And here's the vice-captain, Kira Scott, on a brace. Calling Hambakas to come up and support on the right-hand side. Ball into the centre. There's too much traffic in the middle here for the Stags. And Marty's making the most of that defence, and a strong counter coming in from Jamie van den Bosch. And she's in a 2-on-1 situation. And McMurray denies from near range, and this rebound for Van den Bosch. Very favourable. But she's able to put it into the back of the net, and she's got a brace too. Marties draw themselves level immediately in the third chukker. Exactly what they needed in this chukker. And here's Stanton onto the left wing. That's the ball back here. Oh, again, not aware of their position there. Madison Griffin, unaware that Amy Pettifer was coming back to help. And the Marties crash on a loose ball on the perimeter and snatch possession away. And here's Thornton Dibb on the right-hand side. Onto the left wing, right wing rather. Bit of traffic here for the Marties ladies. They need to set their shape. And that's a lofted ball to Van den Bosch. And stolen away. Kira Hale kept going. Van den Bosch was waiting for the ref to assist her, but no call given. And Kira Hale gets her 4th steal of the game. A lofted pass onto the left-hand side here for Megan Fencer, who's let it go early. But Kate Harrison puts in a big stop in the way of that shot and maintains the level pegging scoreline. Holly Brunt fetches on the right-hand side. Van den Bosch. Out to the left wing with Penny. Jamie Van den Bosch working into that second centre. Kira Scott happy to snatch front water from her. And Penny needs to find another option around the pool. And here's Jenna Van den Bosch. And it looks like she's thrown that ball to the corner. Rather giving away possession, letting her ladies have a chance to come back on defense. Not concede a soft counter-attack. Buy her team a couple of seconds. Make Aluchi McMurray go and fetch that ball from the corner. And now we need a fetch here for the Stags ladies. Fetching on the half is Taylor Stanton. Onto the left-hand side here with Griffin. Griffin drops that in to Megan Fencer, and she's won the exclusion. And Bella Thornton Dibb this time, the perpetrator. And a power play now for the Stags. Let's see if they can replicate the magic they produced in the first chuck. I think they scored 2 of their man-ups already. And here's Humbakus on the right-hand side. Over to Stanton. Back to Humbakus. Humbakus has fired at the cross cage. It's come off the woodwork, and it's recovered again off the woodwork. Megan Fencer picked that up off the water and fired towards the near side. And Kate Harrison happy to pick that ball up outside of the goal. The woodwork coming to her rescue. And here's Jamie Van den Bosch. Finds herself on a brace. Tyra Penny working hard into the centre forward position. That ball's dropped in. Big defensive effort coming in from Griffin. Concedes only the ordinary. Impressive feat from that position. Here's Kato. She's let it fly, but a big blocking hand gets in the way. I believe it was Humbakus there on hand to prevent that shot getting through. And McMurray happy to slow the ball down while the Stags make some flying changes. Hatting back in the water. So too is Jessica Boumgard. Out to the left-hand side there for Stanton. Little tussle in centre forward position here. The ball needs to go to the right-hand side. Hatting. Not the Lady Marties want to leave open on the perimeter. Stanton dumps the ball into the corner. Making the same decision, letting her ladies come back on defense, buying a couple of seconds to cover. The Marties ladies are away here, but it looks like they're going to be able to recover just in time. Plenty of ladies back here on defense. Man up on D is the call, but it looks like now they're man on man. And straight into centre forward is Emma Thornton, taking in Humbakus, and that's a shot from range from Emma Kato. Untroubling to McMurray in the cage. Puts in a big stop. Recovers that ball beautifully for her side. It looks like Callum Meerholtz, the coach here. I believe I said earlier it was Malcolm Ackerman. My apologies, a mistake there on my front. Here's Hatting. Onto the left-hand side of Kira Hale. Both sixes here. Hale and Van Breda putting on stealing masterclasses. 4 steals for Hale, 3 for Van Breda. The sixes. Oh, here's Humbakus. 2 big balks and a fire at the cross cage, and that's textbook. With 1 minute and 9 left on the third chukka. The Elite Stags put themselves back out in front by 1. Humbakus going to love that replay. Great composure from the young lady. Aware of her time, aware of her space. 2 big balks. Drawing out the legs from the goalkeeper, the shot stopper, Kate Harrison. And the back of the net bulges with that beautiful finish into the top corner. Looks like an M-zone defense still being implemented by the Stags. For those unaware of what an M-zone defense is, there's 2 defenders buzzing between the top 3 attackers of the Marties ladies, and then a double down from the center. Oh, that's a great finish. Holly Brunt comes up nice and high, draws up the keeper and the blocker. Both the keeper and the blocker sink, and she fires into the cross cage. And Marty's again draw level. 45 seconds left of this third chukker. And the game stands as it started at level pegging. And Bacchus gets us back underway through Stanton. Morton up against the opposite two, Penny. Hatting calling for the ball on the left-hand side. She loves a perimeter shot, does Hatting. This time, not her best effort, firing over the crossbar. And a contra spotted by the referee on the far side to Bangmadi. I believe the perpetrator there was Tyra Penny, doing too much to try and get that front water away from her opposite to Annabelle Morton. And here's Megan Fencer to get us back underway. And the advancing Stanton finds herself in front water. But the retreating Kranberg concedes the ordinary. A lot of traffic in the middle here for the Stags. They need to create some space. And Van den Bosch there, almost able to pull off a beautiful steal. But she is caught with an infringement. And that's a great ball into second center. Stags ladies working hard here. Boemgard earns the ordinary against Penny. That's a ball into the center forward there for Annabelle Morton. But Kate Harrison on hand to snatch that ball away. And the third chukker comes to a close with the scoreline reading 5 goals apiece here. The 4th edition of the Gauteng Invitational Water Polo Tournament. We'll see you for the concluding chukker after this short break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 4th and final chukker of this clash between the Elite Stags and the Marty's Ladies. The Elite Stags befitted by the Whitecaps with 4 goals apiece against the Marty's befitted in the maroon. Van Breda wins the first swim off. Thank you for tuning in here to It's Happening Africa at the 4th edition of the Gauteng Invitational Water Polo Tournament. A little overcast, a little rainy, some light rain here. Been very lucky to not have electrical storms so far this weekend. And that's the ball in second center. And Van den Bosch wins the exclusion on Kira Scott. That's her second of the game. Major, that is. And here's Van Breda on the right-hand side. Great pass to Penny on the left. And she's shot for the center. And a 2-meter called. McMurray gets fingertips to that. And Penny not able to put herself on the score sheet just yet. If you are in the area, we are at St. David's, Maristananda and Santon. Come in and support. There's some massive water polo on display. And Van Breda has gone for the near corner. McMurray denies her. We've got bacon and egg rolls. We've got pizzas. We've got shawarmas. We've got coffee. And we've got a bar too. And here's Hatting on the left-hand side. Kira Scott drives down onto the left post. Hatting looking to turn provider. She's given a lot of space here. It's not who they want to give space. It's a lofted ball into the centre. Scott works hard. She gets that shot off, but it goes over the crossbar from the vice-captain. Would have been a great finish if she got her hat-trick there. Harrison gets us back underway. And fetching is Van Breda. It's a quick ball onto the left-hand side with Kranberg. Borg, rather. Here's Van den Bosch. Penny. Hatting almost able to get that steal away. Penny slips into the shooting lane, fires, and McMurray relieved to see that wide of her cage. And the scoreline remains at 5 goals apiece here. Hatting fetches on the left-hand side. Fenter earns the ordinary. A lot of traffic in the centre for the Stags. They need to make some space for their ladies. Kira Scott sitting well here. Fenter fires to the near side. It comes off the woodwork. She's allowed to play herself and move outside of 6 and have a shot now. That rule's been updated. And here's Van Breda looking to turn provider again. That's a great ball into the centre, but a contra foul earned there. Stockenstrom wins the reversal. Emma Thornton, believe, leading with the elbow there to win the water. She's penalised. So the Stags come away with the ball. Hatting on the ball. Out to the right wing with Morton. Ordinary foul here. It's a Hatting. No foul coming from Van Breda. Hatting to the left chap. And Fencer's had another go, but this one wide of the woodwork. And Kate Harrison gets us back underway. Van den Bosch on a brace. Holds the ball on the left-hand side. And Emma Thornton works hard in the centre. But Bohm wise to the task and gets a hand back in the way there. And the joint effort with Stockenstrom allows the Stags to escape with the ball. And here's Fenter. That's a ball into the centre for Scott. But Kate Harrison snatching that away. Kira Scott perhaps had water there. But the goalkeeper to the rescue. Gets that ball away from the danger lady. And Kira Scott opting to stay back on attack. And Fenter looks to defend. And a 2-meter there. Greg Higgs says he saw a touch from the keeper. McMurray disagrees. But it's not the word of the keeper that counts, it's the word of the ref. And they've said 2 meter. So the Stags must get set here. And Van den Bosch gets us back underway. Here's Penny. Kranberg. Van Breda. Van Breda's gone from range and McMurray denies. Timeout called by the coach, Callum Meerholtz. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here. Stags want this win. They need this goal. And Callum Meerholtz can have a chat to his chargers. See if they can have a little set play here. Lovely, tightly contested affair here so far between these two outfits. Both teams establishing themselves as threats. Let's have a little recap on our score sheet, shall we? We've got a solitary goal from Megan Fenter, a goal from Amy Hatting, 2 from Kira Scott, 1 from Hambakas, that beautiful shot from deep. And those are the goals for the Stags. For Marty's, we've got a goal from Emma Thornton, the shot from Van Breda from the penalty spot, a goal recently in that third chucker, I believe that was from Holly Brunt on that right-hand side, and 2 from Jamie Van den Bosch. Only Kira Scott finds herself on 2 majors as we approach the tail end of this game. So she'll be happy to give that third exclusion if it saves a goal for her side. And Hambakas occupies centre forward water. Scott's out to the perimeter. And here's Kira Hale on the ball. Scott's attacking that front water, but Tyra Penny perfectly positioned to intercept that loose pass. And the timeout's wasted from the Stags. And here's Kate Harrison now, looking for options up the pool. She finds her lefty brand. Out here to Caitlin Pearce. Big tussle for position in the centre forward possession. That's a great ball into Emma Thornton. She somehow got the shot off there. But it's right down the throat of McMurray, and she denies. And 1 minute and 50 seconds left, all to play for here for both sides. Anyone's game at this point. And here's Kira Hale. Lofted ball to Mbaka. She has recovered the ball. She's turning for inside water. Cranborg doing very well on defense. And back to support is Tyra Penny. And they get that ball away from Mbaka. And now Cameron Lawrenson, the coach of Marties, has called a timeout of his own. For those wondering how a timeout rule works, you have won a game in the pool stages. When you call your timeout, you have 1 minute to talk to your ladies or your team or your players. You can make changes any way you want. And then the attacking team is allowed to advance into attacking position before the ball is thrown in and the play is resumed. Basically allows you to get a full set on your attack. You don't have to worry about the transitional or losing the 5 seconds to getting up the pool. And good ball movement here from Marties. Here's Cranberg. Drops that into the centre. Van den Bosch goes for the scoop, but that gets away from him. And McMurray happy to clean that up easily. And 1 minute left here, all to play for still. It's going to come down to a moment of magic for either side. And here's Stockenstrom on the ball. Afforded some time and space here. A little congestion. Very tightly packed here. Here's Hatting on the perimeter. Fouled by Pearce. Hand is raised, she can let it go. She does love to shoot here. 5 seconds on the clock. She's going to go have a go here, is Hatting. Can't beat the first defender there. And Caitlin Pearce. And that shot denied. And Kira Scott opts to press the keeper. And now Marties have a power play because Kira Scott's pressed the keeper. So it's a 6-on-5 with 30 seconds left to play. Cranberg slows it down, affording Scott some time to cover back. Here's Van den Bosch. Pressurized by Hale. Tyra Penny working into the second centre. Everywhere else looks set. There's a drop down from Hatting on that side, and that's Caitlin Pearce on the ball. And she's dropped it into the centre. And there's an exclusion in the dying moments. Emma Thornton's won the exclusion. And Holly Brunt's open on the right-hand side, and she's put it over the crossbar. Can you believe it? McMurray may have caught the follow-through there. But with 8 seconds left on the clock, that ball's gone straight up the other side of the pool. Madison Griffin turns for front water, and she's won a penalty. With 3 seconds left on the clock, the Stags were man down, just about to lose the game, and the attempt over the crossbar. And a beautiful pass up the other side of the pool from McMurray earns them a penalty in the dying moments here. And here's Madison Griffin. Gets the W. That's in the back of the net, and the Stags have the win. Bar a magical buzzer beater here from the Marties ladies. Have 2 seconds. Plays herself in the centre. And the Stags snatch it in the dying moments. The Elite Stags emerge victorious 6-5 here against the Marties ladies in a beautifully and tightly contested affair. Thank you so much for tuning in and following on It's Happening Africa. We'll see you again for the next clash, and whole weekend of water polo still to come. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next clash. Take care.